Good morning. I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist Chris Ramirez. We are coming to you live as we are tracking some storms that are moving through portions of central Texas and even in North Texas. And it's all thanks to a cold front that is draped across portions of the state. And as this front continues to move southward, we're going to start seeing that rain chance increase for us here in Houston within the next few hours. And so as we look at the situation, there was some confirmed tornado reports last night. I don't think the tornado threats for us is going to be as high, but of course you just never know when it comes to these severe weather storms as they make their way into our area, as we are in severe weather season. And so we want to just keep that in the back of our head. So a pretty low tornado threat, but we could still see a damaging wind and hail threat with those storms as they move into our area. So as we get closer towards 4:30, 5:30 this afternoon, that's when we are expecting some of these storms to make their way into our area once that cold front does start moving into Houston. And the thing to note here is that this cold front is going to stall over southeast Texas, and that's going to keep the rain chance there for much of tonight and into tomorrow. So I think the severe threat for the most part tonight and into this evening, there's going to be less of a threat for tomorrow, but we can't rule out a possible strong storm into the early hours of Sunday as well, as we continue to track the system as it continues to just stall over our region going into the next 12 hours. It's also the reason why we've issued a weather impact alert for today, because any storm that does move through the Houston area will have the potential to have some damaging wind, heavy rain, and a hail threat. And so at least have two or more ways to receive weather alerts. You can always do that by downloading the KHOU 11 app, as we're going to give you continuous updates throughout the day. And as we if you're heading out to the rodeo later this afternoon, and if we're heading out to any outdoor activity, just keep in mind that we are expecting that storm threat to be a little bit strong, especially once these storms move into our area. So if you're heading out right now, temperatures are mostly warm and muggy, 81 degrees outside, south winds at 15 miles an hour. It is pretty breezy out there. We're not looking at any rain showers moving into the area now, but like I said before, once we get closer to 5 to 7 p.m. is when we're going to start seeing that rain chance ultimately start increasing for us here across the Houston area. The Storm Prediction Center is also including us under a slight risk for severe weather. That is a level 2 out of 5. It's the areas that you see shaded in yellow. So any storm that does arrive that moves into the shaded yellow area will have the potential to have some heavy rain, street flooding, and strong winds, as well as some large hail. And so that hail threat definitely the case as well as we look at the hail threat for today, where you see the hatched areas. That is a significant hail threat with any storm that arrives into this area, where you see that does include portions of North Houston, even Conroe, Huntsville, Livingston, Brenham, College Station, even Columbus for this afternoon. Fast forward into next week, we're going to be tracking another weather system that's going to bring another round of storms, especially as we head into next Wednesday. So a low pressure system moving into Texas, that's going to be our next rainmaker, but we're at least going to have a break from the rain activity heading into Monday. So drought conditions are increasing across the area, but we do need the rain. However, if we do get a lot of rain in a little amount of time, we still could see some ponding on roadways in some locations, especially as we go into this evening. So keep that in mind if you are traveling later on this afternoon. And so looking at the big picture here, we are looking at that frontal boundary that's currently draped across central Texas. We have some widespread showers and storms that are moving through Dallas, Fort Worth, even Austin area. And so just keep in mind that as we look at these storms, they're going to start pushing closer towards Houston as we head into later this afternoon once that cold front does start moving into our area. So like I said before, weather impact alert for today. Afternoon storms are possible. We could see a rumbly overnight period for early Sunday morning. Also a reminder that we're going to spring forward 1 hour, so we're going to unfortunately lose an hour of sleep. And then we're going to have a bit of a break on Monday, and then that rain chance will ramp up again heading into Wednesday of next week, as the Wednesday is also going to be under a weather impact alert as well. So definitely keep in mind that we're going to expect to see a rather active next 7 days for us here across southeast Texas, as we're going to be anticipating some storm activity for us here across Houston and across the state as well, especially if you are traveling for spring break. But looking right now, we are looking at that front that's currently moving through portions of central Texas. There was a confirmed tornado that was out near Tyler. This was in the early hours of last night. There was some confirmed, believe 2 injuries with that tornado that that they said that was very well likely. I think the National Weather Service is still going to be out there to survey the damage with that storm that was currently in the city of Jefferson, which I believe was in north central Marion County. This is just north of the I-20 corridor, but we did see a likely tornado that caused at least 2 injuries that have been reported. And of course, the county judge has also issued a disaster declaration for portions of northeast Texas, especially for that county, Marion County, I believe it was. I don't think the tornado threat is going to be really the case for us, but we just have to still keep it in the back of our minds that when it comes to these weather systems as we get closer to spring and that severe weather period, anything's on the table with it. So we just want to have at least 2 or more ways to receive those weather alerts once these storms move into the Houston area. And right now, it seems like this front's moving pretty fast, as you're able to see that those storms now starting to move in closer towards Huntsville. They're sort of closing in on us. And just also keep in mind that we're also a bit warm outside currently at the moment. Temperatures are already in the 80s and it's not even 12 p.m. yet. And so what usually happens is that if we get a lot of sunshine for today and we get those temperatures warming on up, that really does create the perfect fuel for any storm that does move into the Houston area, especially for this afternoon. And like I said, right now it's already 81. I think temperatures are not going to rise too much. South winds at 5 miles an hour. But usually what happens is that once we get to around the warmer parts of our day, which is between 3 and 4 p.m., that really does provide some full fuel for some of those storms. And it's very well likely that that's when the front's going to be making its way into our area. Therefore, that could bring some possible strong storms into Houston later on early this evening between the hours of 5 and 6 p.m. So definitely keep that in mind. But starting around 4 o'clock this afternoon, that's Saturday afternoon, we will start seeing that rain and storm chance start ramping up for Houston. And that's going to be the case at least through much of the evening. I think we're going to have a bit of a break heading into around 8:30 to maybe 9 o'clock this evening, but likely to see that front stall over the southeast Texas and eventually still continue to bring us some lingering showers and storms into the early hours of Sunday as well. So definitely expecting some stormy activity. I know we're probably walking outside right now and we're probably not thinking that it's going to be rainy out there, but if you are watching me right now, just keep in mind that we are tracking these storms that are north of Houston and they are slowly moving southward into closer. You're able to see that with our radar, with the radar loop right here, as you're able to see within the last couple of hours. You're seeing that those storms are slowly moving south and moving closer to Houston, and that storm activity, that widespread rain, is definitely going to be knocking on our doorstep within the next probably 3 to 4 hours here around 3 to 4 p.m. And that's why we're expecting to see those storms to be somewhat of an issue. We have the start of spring break. We have a lot of folks out and about. We have the rodeo happening later on today, which I believe that the rodeo start time, the concert start time, is going to be around 5 p.m. today. And so just keep in mind that as we look, if you're heading to the rodeo this afternoon, this is what the radar could very well look like by 5 p.m. So you might want to give yourself enough time heading to NRG Stadium if you are coming in from our northern areas, maybe from North Houston, even Conroe, Cleveland, Spring, Tomball, the Woodlands. Maybe leave a good couple of hours in advance so you won't be stuck in those storms making it into NRG Stadium. Right now, the model is showing most of the shower and storm activity north and east of Houston, but you very well could see these anywhere here across the area. Especially as we head into this evening, we're just waiting for that cold front to continue moving southward and to continue moving into the Houston area later on this afternoon, because we are expecting it to be a little bit active in terms of our weather situation here across southeast Texas. So as far as the weekend storms, just to wrap it up one more time, between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. today into Sunday morning, we could see some strong storms to have damaging winds, hail, heavy rain, as well as that hail threat. So you just want to have 2 or more ways to receive weather alerts in case you are in an area that does receive one of those strong storms later on this afternoon. And so definitely be safe out there and just make sure that those app notifications are on, especially when it comes to the KHOU 11 app. We're going to be having continuous coverage in terms of our updates within the next several hours. So 7-day forecast, weather impact alert for today. Time will spring forward 1 hour heading into Sunday. We have a little bit of a break on Monday, and then Tuesday we do have that rain chance once again ramping up later on in the middle of the week going into Wednesday. Highs are going to still be rather warm. Highs in the 80s, lows in the 60s and 70s. Wednesday's system looks a little bit stronger. We could see some cooler temperatures once again return to the forecast, with lows dropping to the 50s, highs in the 60s. So we could get a little bit of a much needed cool down. We're expecting a rather active next 5 days here as we head into the next, especially as we start the next several hours here. And as always, you can download and stream for free. Maybe if you're watching me on a television right now, you can scan this QR code on your screen right now, and you could definitely take us with you on the go if you are heading to one of these awesome events happening across town, especially at the Houston Rodeo. But be safe out there and make sure that you're staying weather aware for today and later this evening, because we are expecting these storms to move into the Houston area later this evening between 4 to 5 p.m. and lasting potentially until around 8 to 9 p.m. And so definitely stay up to date. And as always, you can get the latest forecast information on KHOU.com. Again, I'm meteorologist Chris Ramirez with your latest update of what we're looking at. Make sure to stay safe out there and definitely stay ahead of the storm as we head into later this evening. Have a good rest of your day.